In today's video, we're going to be looking back at Snake Woodland Peak District. In this video, it was an absolutely beautiful destination. It was a bit cloudy that day from what I remember, but I love going back to these videos, reminiscing, being entertained by them, but also looking at the mistakes and how much we've improved along our journey. I can be a bit critical of myself. It's not like I've learned and developed myself too much, but I love looking back at these because there's something to get out of them. And I hope you get something out of them as well, even if it's to be entertained about how shoddy my content is. As always, I'll try not to pause too much, but sometimes I do need to talk about an individual scene, maybe give you a bit of side information or information that wasn't given in one of the videos. It also gives me a chance to take a drink and edit that bit out. So with that in mind, let's look at the video. Right, here we go. And what I will say, I believe this was shot the first week in May, and we're now in the third week of September. So it's been quite a while, but I do remember this journey. It's definitely one to remember. It's absolutely brilliant. And I really hope we've learned from the mistakes of previous videos. And let's have a look. Still using media player, great. Yep, again, hobby, reuse your intro, just change the backdrop. Oh, look at that fog in the trees, oh, it's beautiful. I think Christy forgot her waterproof here and she's basically got a very thin jacket. Look at him. Little tired dog. This was a long one, about 8 hours I think. This is me rushing to get a shot because I realized I didn't take any footage of the sign. So I think I just, I did look across the road, but I rushed to get that footage. Alright, quicker, snappier, more information on the map. See description and pause it if you need information. I think we came here about 2 weeks before I shot this footage and it was scorching hot. This time it's quite foggy here, as I'm explaining in the video, but it creates a whole new feel. It's not exactly a negative. Walking and talking. Looks a bit steady. Could I finally be having, my gimbal? No, I think I'm just going very slowly. It's not fully stabilized. It's a little bit. It's not a gimbal. Yeah, you would not be able to pan and go for that type of angle that quickly on an electronic gimbal. I noticed here I'm finally using clips on top of each other while still talking, so you can get different footage, transition to different scenes. But I'm in the backdrop still talking, which allows progression and to fade back into me talking. And it allows me to explain, in B-roll what I'm actually talking about. Oh, look at that. It's actually very beautiful while foggy, never mind it being, raining and whatnot. It's so what? It's a beautiful day out, and this is a destination you have to go to. Even if it's just to go to the woodland area, or go like us and explore the entire area. There's little streams throughout the woods here we can get one. Yes, the trees had fallen down. I remember this now. Poor Valo, getting impatient there. Or is that a bird? I can't tell. Sorry, Valo. Be careful, Pete. Peeps? People. There was a lot of trees that fell down, but it was safe, it was passable. They were just single ones that you could kind of step over. Ah, here you go. So yeah, this I think this was like the height of them, and you can just jump over. I love the way I've captured footage of this, of us actually going over trees that are in the way. Again, layering the clips with B-roll to explain what we're doing. I'm learning. This is what you should do, is if you're doing this as a hobby, just learn as you go, watch some videos, see how people do it, and just learn. Oh, I like that. It may not look absolutely brilliant, but I'm going to pause here. I do realise Snake Woodland video is quite long, so I don't want to pause too often and keep you here all day. But we have to talk about my obsession with tree archways, or whatever you want to call them. You know, it does create quite an artsy feel. It's artsy to me, not being a very artistic person. I love the shade, the shadows, the imagery that, you know, trees, you know, forming a path, and it's stunning. Now, if you've watched maybe more than one of these videos, you will notice every time I'm in a woodland type area, I bring this type of stuff up all the time. Is it an unhealthy obsession? You decide. All right, look at that fog. You know, I'm gonna, yeah, it's just brilliant. Yeah. All right. And this is where he keeps running. I love his little feet. He has like little tappy feet. Look, watch. Tappy, tappy, tappy. I think I've layered two scenes here because I can hear him barking, but obviously in this scene he's not. So I think he's barking in this scene. Yeah, a few edits, obviously, to keep it going and get out the stuff you don't want to use. I am learning, you know, I'm glad after, you know, X amount of videos. What's this, the fifth, sixth video? Again, good imagery in the backdrop. It's, you know, it's quite level. It's going on for a little bit, but I don't mind because I love that scene. Transitioning, get the flow of the scene. Best thing about travel as well, you can't change your lighting. You have to make do. You know, we're still in the woodland area. There are so many sites. We've got another like 6 areas after this, people. It is a long video. I can already see people, you know, going out and now saying, I can't watch all this, Ryan. Can't do it. So yeah, you can basically change the Snake Woodlands into a circular, just go around the woods, exploring the rivers, and, you know, go throughout. Or you can do the journey that we do, go back to the map, pause it, and we go through like loads of moorlands, almost swampland, into the hills, around, go past is it Mill Hill, and then around and back into Snake Woodland. It took us about 8 hours with rests and footage, etc. So yeah, this is us coming out of the woodlands and into this little passage. Now, I don't know how much footage I actually took here, because if I remember right, you can't go down that slope for that long. You have to go up. Oh, professional camera work there. So yeah, there's like a little stream going through the gully, valley, whatever it is. You can see the slope there by the incline of all the trees on it. Yeah, have a map on your phone. You can get signal from time to time. Maybe a screenshot of the map I gave you at the start. Poor Christy, she did not have it the right ear. She could have had a waterproof, but she forgot it, bless her. Ended up with a hoodie. Alright, yeah, so I'm assuming I didn't get much footage here. So this is a time-lapse on a Gorilla Pod, probably, not a gimbal, so it is all over the place. I kept it in, it seems, for comedy factor, but as you can see, you can't walk along that trail for too long. You have to go up the slope in this little tiny path, which I think I'm going to pan to. Yeah, that little bit of, that's probably the widest that path got, so me recording footage, you know, along that trail was not going to happen. I'm making it out like you need to be on Ninja Warrior to get off this path. It's not very wide, and it is quite, you know, a steep incline. Some people might not like that. Just so you're aware, you only travel on the road for about 10 seconds. It's very safe, but, you know, watch out. Yeah, so we cross the road into what we call the Doctor's Gate here, and that is like a moorland-esque area. It was quite swampy on this day until we found the path, but it allows you to go around and then back on. think you go through about 2 or 3 moorland areas, and then that'll take you back into the hills and then through onto Snake Woodland. I like the soundtrack.
It's a rainy, foggy day.
Yeah, like I said, I do remember certain parts of the day it must have been raining throughout the week, so a lot of the areas that weren't obviously paved got quite boggy. Keep that in mind and wipe down your dog.
And just make sure you get
I've never been so relieved to have paving stones.
I've never been so happy.
Yeah, so this is a cross section in, you know, the Doctor's Gate area, or I think it's called, is it the Ashop Moor? Either way, on the right is, I believe, a plane crash site that's kind of not been like tidied up and turned into like a tourist destination. I'm maybe going there in the future, we don't know yet, but either way, we'd go the opposite direction towards the next moorland area. Walking and talking. I think at this point, I thought to myself, I need to do these self shots. It's a long walk. I need to keep the scene moving. I'll move with it. Shaky can be damned. It's a 2-lane, you know, highway road. It's not that difficult. Just look left, right, run across. There's the gate. Sorted. Good transitions, you know, at least I'm trying to get some continuity of, you know, the route and the destination. Obviously in the description or the chapters, they'll layer out each individual section, so you'll be able to follow it, I hope. And that's one of my, you know, points that I want to get across in these videos, that it's not just like looking at views and stuff. If not, you could just go to Instagram and look at photos and footage and reels there. I want to be able to recreate something that we did, and maybe someone else can recreate it, that journey as well. Oh my. This is... yeah. So I believe in these moorland areas there wasn't too much to take footage of. So I did some time lapses, and when I got back to look at the footage, doing a time lapse without a gimbal is a terrible idea. It's not stable at all, and a time-lapse shot needs to be stable, unless it looks like you're on a roller coaster and it's dead choppy. I do apologize, but I needed to put content in continuity because I believe we were on this path for about an hour and a half going through the moorland areas. I believe it's the Ashop Moor, but I could be wrong. Was it the Black Ashop Moor? To Google Maps, people.
Exploring that wildlife, you might be able to hear him.
Yeah.
Let's go get
Mesmerized, he actually got it right.
Yeah, making funny noises.
He was so curious about all the birds in the moorland area. He kept looking at them in the distance. He didn't chase any, he was fine, but we still kept him on lead. Okay, maybe not ours, but it's so peaceful.
Peace and quiet.
Like I said, on a rainy day like this, no one wanted to go through the moorland areas, so we met 2 people in about 3-4 hours in the moorland area that we were on. Maybe a bit less, and that's appealing to some people. You know, if you're not taking footage and you just want a peaceful walk, go for it. Moorland areas for you. For taking footage, though, on the other hand, there's a lot of shaky time-lapse shots. Thank God. Mill Hill isn't very obvious. It's probably coming up shortly. It's kind of just a mound of rubble at a crossroads. The reason it's important is because that crossroad takes you to 3 different pikes. I believe one of them takes you in the direction of Kinder Scout. The other one is Snake Woodland, and I don't know about the other 2. Yeah. Towards Kinder Scout. That is not Kinder Scout, but but it will take you in the direction of Kinder Scout. I think later on in this I said, yeah, it's that way to Kinder Scout. I said, yeah, but it's a couple of miles down that road. Road, path, whatever. Ah yes, pork pie time. I'm obsessed with taking pork pies on a journey. So yeah, that is Mill Hill. There's a sign just by that rubble that kind of directs you-ish. I don't give the best directions. I do apologize if anyone's tried to recreate my route. If you go down towards the hill, there is a turning, as you can see the path behind me. Follow that path. And if you want to go back to Snake Woodland, if you want to go towards Kinder Scout, keep on going towards that giant hill. And the rain's coming down. Now, I'm just going to pause it here. Alright, the reason I've paused this is a little bit of information that isn't contained in this video. While on this journey, I was taking footage around this moorland area, and Christy was miles ahead. I was trying to set up some shots. There was people coming by. I was, making way for them, setting up the camera again. And what actually happened on one of these is I kind of landed funny when I was, going from surface to surface, and I twisted my ankle, which was perfectly fine, but I spun my hand around to grip something so I, could keep myself pivot, and I cut my finger at an awkward angle, and it kind of went deep into the top of the nail. That wasn't too bad. I got the first aid kit out and, soaked it, bandaged it, and by bandaged it, I had some, I think it was tissue, you blow your nose on. I didn't have any plasters in the first aid kit. That first aid kit got replaced and restocked after the trip. But I'm not sure if it actually comes up, but I had my finger bandaged in tissue for the remainder of the shot, of the journey. I mean, we've got to go through this moorland area, back into Snake Woodlands and back onto the car park, which is probably another 2 to 3 hours of hiking. Now, I don't know if this actually comes up or you ever see it, but hey, this is information that you're not getting from the videos, and one of the reasons I like doing these breakdown videos is to give you that information, entertaining purposes or not. It was quite a nasty bleed as well, but what is a journey without a few war wounds, eh? Alright, let's journey on. Oh my, I can't stop it, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think that I was trying to get that across is just because it's a foggy, rainy day, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy it any less. The views are beautiful, and the fog coming over the hillside is just amazing. It does get muddy, and my trip and fall is evident to that. Yeah, like I said, the stream flows through it. I don't think it's a gully, valley, I'm not too sure on the terminology. But there are loads of little points where you can, rest, and Vallo certainly enjoys those, as we all do, to be honest. We need a little drink. Like I said, this lasts 8 hours. And fair enough, you can probably do it in 4 to 5. Probably a lot less if you're not as slow as us or taking footage. There are a little bit of ruins. The path is very laid out, by the way. There are, paving stones throughout, so... Yeah. Yes, it is a way to Kinder Scout. That is not Kinder Scout. Kinder Scout is about X amount of miles in that direction. Ah, so this is the Ashop Moor going into the Snake Woodlands. I was going to say, there's like 3 moorland areas here, or more areas. I love the way I'm trying to explain this. I don't think it really matters to the audience. You go from the woodlands to the moorlands to the hills and vice versa. The stream's lovely going through the woods. Okay, it's a bit low down, the camera, but I see what I was going for. I'm glad I got to the point where the shot is level when I do those walking shots. There was nothing worse when the angle was like that. Again, me trying to explain the route, what you're looking for so you don't get lost if you try and recreate it. Again, I'm trying to be helpful. You know, trying to make up for the lack of really good visual footage and drone footage and all this. You know, I'm not a very artsy type. I just love the journeys I go on, and capturing those moments is well worth it. That bridge, by the way, if you ever want some good photos, is an amazing chance and opportunity to do so. If you've got, you know, an ounce more skill than me, you'll make an amazing photo, because I have not. Yeah, if you want an easy walk, go around the woodlands, Snake Woodland area. It's absolutely beautiful. Mostly part it's, you know, flat. It can get a little muddy. So yeah, that's the second bridge. Is the first. So it kind of signifies that we've come full route. We've gone all the way around. And I think I wanted to end roughly on a shot, you know, with that bridge, because it started the journey and I want to end on it, signifying that full circle. So I wanted to pause briefly here just to note that Snake Woodland, I've probably said it a million times, there's so much to see. Like you say, you can actually go towards Kinder Scout if you want to make it really long and, you know, visit Kinder Scout. But you can go in the woodland area, you can go around the moorland area, you can go around that crash site. Just be very careful with, you know, mud, sliding, cutting your finger, and, you know, general, you know, health and well-being when you're going across roads. All right, let's get to the best bits. Come on, the outtakes and funny moments. Let's reminisce about these. Oh, bloody hell. So this is me recording while going through those trees. Yeah, Christie's full of such great phrases. Oh, hop and a skip. Oh, look at that adorable hop. So photogenic, but he just wants snacks. I'm not saying I fell there, but I think I did. Yep, got signal. Consult Google Maps. Yep, staring sheep as always. Christy will find them. Why would you write wood on some wood? Alright, so it must be the other hand that I cut. So it's holding up the camera. Claptrap. There's Valo. Oh, bless him. He must have been so tired after that. We stopped throughout the day to have, you know, drinks and snacks and whatnot, but, you know, after a journey like that, you're gonna be tired, aren't you? We sure were. So that was a look back at Snake Woodland in the Peak District. It was an absolute amazing day out. It just goes to show a destination can be amazing no matter what the weather. Now, there was a lot to learn from that, apart from, you know, the injuries and take safe. It also begs the question as well, if you do travel, have a first aid kit, have supplies, water, food, clean your dog up, be safe. I know I say it in all my videos, but I'm going to say it until the end of time. You got to look after each other. In terms of learning, obviously I still don't have the gimbal yet, but it was amazing to see that I was trying to pay attention to the shots. I was trying to smooth them out, and I was choosing the moments to stand still and pan and tilt and, you know, show the audience as much as possible. It also showed my knowledge when it came to editing. I was combining shots, using B-roll, and allowing a transition between areas while keeping that flow of information coming. You know, with most of these videos, I do want to try give something a little bit more than just imagery. Like I say in the, you know, prior, you know, you could go to Instagram if you want to see beautiful photos, very small clips, etc. I think for this YouTube experience, I want to show the entire journey that we went on. Allow you to recreate it, be entertained, and, you know, go on the journey with us. The combination of such is always quite good to watch. There was a lot to learn from this, both in nostalgia and reminiscing how much I've developed my skills. Even though it might not seem like it from this amateur perspective, it's good to see that all the development is paying off in a certain sense, and that from video to video I do learn and try to make better content. As always, leave a comment. What would you like us to discuss, break down? Are there things you want to know about these journeys, how we make the videos, or how we learn from these mistakes? There are a lot of there, but it's a learning experience, and from each video we can learn and develop ourselves. I really look forward to the next journey and sharing that with you. Until the next one, let's roll on those bloopers, funny moments. I'll see you in the next one on the next journey, and until then, goodbye now. Why do I stumble? Oh, it's the intro. I'm already stumbling, coughing. So with that in mind, let's look at the video and put my big chunky headset on because I still cannot find my earbuds after weeks and months. I should just buy some more earbuds instead of having these videos with these chunky headphones, because all I have are these really, really chunky headphones. So what we're going to do here is explain about my obsession with tree archways. Oh, I have to drink so much during these. I'm talking so much. I don't think you need to talk this much during a breakdown video, but I'm just enjoying myself so much talking about the journey. I pause it there because my nose is itching so much. Yay! Have a breather, Ryan. You talk so much. I love how excited I am about this. I love how excited I am by this. It's, reminiscing over old videos. It's brilliant. There are not many bloopers to actually go into this. It's me just talking crap. Onwards and onwards and upwards. Roll on the bloopers. Until the next one. Goodbye now. Until the next one. Goodbye now. You've made it to the end. I hope that wasn't too difficult for you. Valo and I really appreciate it. And if you've liked this video, maybe consider clicking that like button to show appreciation. If you would like to see more of our journeys, consider subscribing by clicking a logo on the right. You can also follow Valo the Lapond on Instagram of the same name, and I'll list it here below. But most of all, please leave a comment. Let me know what you like, what we could improve upon, what journeys you think Valo should explore next, and let me know the travels your companions get up to. We hope to see you on the next journey. Till then, all the best on your travels. Bye now.